Good morning, everybody. This is the 8 a.m. calendar on March 10th, 2025. The court orders for taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given at the first calendar of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar. When I call your name, you'll stand behind the podium, give me your name and your date of birth. I will tell you your release conditions, at least part of them, but I won't release them all. I won't tell you all of them out loud. They will be on your paperwork. It'll be your responsibility to read them and understand them. At a minimum, they'll say no drugs without a valid prescription and don't drive without a valid driver's license. For those of you who I said a security appearance bond, you can go to a bondsman. They do collect calls. Some of their numbers are on their numbers are on some walls in the jail. If you can't find it, you can ask one of the officers for information. All right. If you go through a security appearance bond, you don't have to put up a full bond amount, but the bondsman will explain that to you. All right. All right. First, we're going to call is Darnell Fonder.
Darnell Fonder. September 10th, 1982.
Okay, sir. You've got two different matters here. A justice court warrant and also a superior grand jury warrant. Okay. Let's start with the grand jury warrant. It's based on 2 counts of aggravated DUI, suspended or revoked based on a class 4 felony alleged to have occurred on about June 15th of last year. Okay, I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your arraignment here, and not guilty arraignment, will be at 175 West Madison Street on March 18th. I got to change this.
Okay, and he has 3 cases, by the way. He has a probation case as well.
A probation case?
3.
Mm-hmm.
I said is
the one ending in 974.
Never look at my calendar, number 3.
He's on there, sir. You signed it.
What?
You signed it. He's on there.
Or number 13. Oh,
yeah.
You said 3, number 13. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I got to change this one. I'll give you Yeah, you do have 3 matters. I'm sorry.
You said I have 3 matters?
I'll talk to you about that in a second, okay?
Okay, sorry.
All right. Now, your next court date will be 175 West Madison Street on March 18th at 8:30. No alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And let me see here. And I do have to change my look at it.
Okay.
No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. Now, the reason you probably know about the grand jury indictment is done now, okay? Talk to you more about that. On the returns and other charges to bond for you, and I'm going to make it a little bit $10,000 cash. Monitoring. However, since you're on probation, I have the electronic monitoring because you're on probation. Okay, so it'll be a $10,000 cash bond.
Sir, I can barely hear you. I can barely hear you audible. You say I have $10,000 bond.
Is it better?
Yes, a little bit, sir.
Oh, you want to hear headphones?
A little bit. I like one of my ears. I'm deaf in, so
Okay.
I'm trying to strain to hear you.
Let's give you headphones, okay? I want to make sure you hear everything, okay?
Okay.
I speak louder than I lose my voice.
It's hard for me to hear you.
Don't apologize. That sound. The grand jury count Raymond here. Is that just score? All right, and license.
Unaware of that.
Grand jury not an open.
Well, everything. That's my all my court papers and everything was inside of my car with all my information in, but my ID was in a police station. So due to I couldn't verify who I was, I was unable to get my stuff. That's how I was unable to go to court because all my paperwork was detained with my car. I had to fight to be able to get an ID to get identification.
I would also say this: you're on probation, and you've had 2 previous probation violations.
Only have
okay. So the bond will stand. You can talk to your lawyer about trying to get it reduced.
2 probation violations? How, sir?
In the past, okay.
I never had a probation violation.
2 petitions. They might have been dismissed, sir. Sir, no more arguing.
What I'm saying, I never went to court for a probation violation.
All right, sir. You have failed to appear, and this is the bond that was set by another judge. Step to your left.
So you don't come back to jail.
That's right. I never had a probation violation. All right. Anthony Dickinson.
Anthony J. Dickinson, 8985.
All right, sir, you are charged with 1 count of unlawful flight from law enforcement vehicle, a Class 5 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on March 17th at 8:30, and at this point, a witness preliminary hearing on March 19th at 8:30. You're going to have to drive without a valid driver's license. Bond is a security appearance bond of $1,000. Step to your left. Anthony Wooden. Your name and date of birth, please.
Anthony Wooten, 1986.
All right, you're hearing a bench warrant at a Superior Court on a possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. Appointed a lawyer. Well, you already have a lawyer on this case. You'll be at 175 West Madison Street for a status conference March 17th, and a witness preliminary hearing on March 19th at 8:30.
Right.
And your judge set bond in the amount of $1,000 security appearance bond.
I can't be put on pretrial services?
No.
Because
you can talk to your lawyer about trying to get the reduced, but your judge, because you failed to appear, set bond in the amount of $1,000.
I didn't fail to appear. I went to the wrong court.
Well, talk to your lawyer about that. That's what your judge ordered. All right?
And who's my lawyer?
Let me see here. Maybe I can look this up.
Because I thought I had court on the 15th and went to Mesa on the 5th.
Well, they don't have any criminal cases in Mesa.
No, I have a court at Mesa, too.
Mesa City?
Yeah.
Justice Court?
So I have a court out there, so I went there on the 5th.
Let me answer your question for you.
Yeah, shit anyways.
Because, sir, before you were released to pretrial services, and you're given the court date to appear at 175 West Madison on March 5.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay? It's to where to report to. Okay? And
I showed up at Mesa on the 5th.
what? Oh, the 5th, sir, the piece of paper which you received then said you were supposed to appear in court in Phoenix. And your attorney is the public defender.
Sir, you also got to think, sir, I'm homeless.
So step to your left, please.
Well, you ain't trying to hear me.
Because your judge set bonds in that amount.
Hold on 1 second. After initial appearance. My goodness.
Thank you, officer.
Okay.
Who we got, Cleveland?
Yeah.
Cleveland. Go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. Your name and date of birth, please.
4/15/74.
And your name.
Christopher Lamar Cleveland.
All right, so you're here for 2 probation violation matters. The first one is in CR 2022-143278. On resisting arrest, you're alleged to violate terms 4, 7, and 15. I'm appointing a lawyer for you on both cases, by the way, and your court date will be the same, March 17th at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson for probation revocation arraignment hearing. You get out, you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. If you get out, you can't consume any or possess any alcohol, you can't possess any weapons, you can't initiate contact with the original victim on this case, and no drugs without a valid prescription. Another judge has set bond for you in the amount of $750 secured appearance bond. In regard to CR 2024-118257, you're on probation for a possession of dangerous drugs. You're alleged to have violated terms 4, 7, 12, and 13. Same court date and bond and same release conditions, except the bond, and this one is set by another judge in the amount of $250 secured appearance bond. You're alleged to have violated terms 4, 7, 12, and 13. Step to your left, please.
2022 one, that travels over into the 2024.
Yeah,
I did not violate that one. I went to my.
You talk to your lawyer. Sir, talk to your lawyer. Step to your left.
Talk to my lawyer. You're violating me on something that went over to my other probation officer.
Step to your left.
He's violating my constitutional rights. That's a general violation, man.
Let's go.
What are you doing? I just wanted that on record. Thank you.
Anthony Moran.
Thank you. Moran. That helps people a lot.
Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Anthony Moran, December 22nd, 1977.
All right, sir, you're in a probation violation warrant here. Looks like you're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia. You're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. I appointed a lawyer for you. You'll be in court at 201 West Jefferson, March 17th at 8:30. Alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. Get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs without a valid prescription. And another judge in that court set bond in the amount of $500 secured appearance bond. Step to your left, please. First of all, I just want to say a lot of people have been arguing with the court decision. A lot of these, most of these so far have been release conditions posed by your assigned judge. I'm not going to overrule that assigned judge. That you have your lawyers to explain things to you. If you don't understand what's going on, they're the ones who give you your legal advice. You should talk to them in regard to these issues, and they will try to resolve it and explain it to you. All right. Lori, KisYlia. Your name and date of birth, please.
Lori and Cecilia, 10/31/1988.
All right. You've got a total of 5 matters for me. 4 probation violations, and the other one is a justice court warrant. All right, let's start with the probation violations. Appointing a lawyer for you on all of them. And you're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5 for the 4 probation violations. You get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. No alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Your court dates on all of them will be at 201 West Jefferson on March 17th at 8:30 for revocation of arraignment hearing. Looks like in 2023, 119279 and 2023, 117725, you're on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia. In 2023, 000957, you're on probation for possession of dangerous drugs. And in 2023, 1577080, you're on probation for taking contraband to a correctional facility. All right. In regard to the, I'll just mention the last numbers, 119279. Another judge has set bond for you in the amount of $250 secured appearance bond. Likewise, $250 secured appearance bond. 2023, 117725, $250. In regard to 2023, 000957, bond was set by another judge, $750. In regard to the bond lead to 1577708, bond was set in the amount of $500 secured appearance bond. Now, in regard to, you have a Justice Court warrant out of Highland Justice Court. And apparently you've seen in an initial appearance court 2 times before. You already have an attorney on that one. And that one will be at the Highland Justice Court. The address will be on your paperwork, but if you're still in custody, they'll transport you. It'll be March 13th at 8:30. Same release conditions and the secured appearance bond of $500. Step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Lydia Renteria.
Lydia Renteria, 91685.
All right, you have 2 matters before me. One is a bench warrant out of Superior Court on possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotic drugs, both class 4 felonies. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. You already have an attorney on the case. Your next court date will be 175 West Madison Street for a status conference on March 17th, and a witness preliminary hearing scheduled 2 days later on March 19th at 8:30. No drugs without a valid prescription. Your judge set bond amount of $500 secured appearance bond. Step to your left. Oh, and don't go there anywhere yet. Okay, you also have a 2 charges out of the Apache Junction Justice Court. It's an out-of-county warrant. If you don't bond out of the other matter, the court date may be delayed. I'm not sure how they're going to work this, but a lawyer will be appointed for your next court date, which will be at this time it's scheduled for March 13th at 8:30, the Apache Junction Justice Court. The address will be on your paperwork. To make sure they can transport you, I said bond in the amount of $250, which is, I believe, all right. But that's the issue of bond, pretty much, unless you post this bond, will be dealt with down in Apache Junction in different county. Step to your left, please.
Thank you.
Cedric, Gbenado. So your name and date of birth, please.
Cedric Bernardo, 08/08/1995.
Okay, so you've got 3 matters before me. 2 of them are probation violations. Apparently, one was taken away. You were saying 3, but now it's down to 2. So the probation matters are 2024-131150, 2024-123959. Appointing a lawyer for you on both of those, and your court date for that will be at 201 West Jefferson on March 17th at 8:30. If you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours release. Not to possess any weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just, don't want to forget to tell you certain things. Looks like on both of those you're on probation for a possession of drug paraphernalia, and another judge on both of them set bond of $100 each, so it's $200 secured appearance bond on that. Now, you also have a new case out of Superior Court, possession of narcotic drugs, class 4 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Initially, you'll be in 2 different courthouses, and 2 different lawyers, but they'll probably be combined into one. Likewise, you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours release. And I do have to amend one thing here. Okay, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, no weapons. as I said, appoint a lawyer for you in this one also, and make sure they transport you, and there's a possibility you can get credit for all the matters at the same time. I said bond and $250 security appearance bond. Step your left, please.
Would it be possible to ask one question, Your Honor?
What? Yeah, talk louder, though.
Would it be possible to ask one question, Your Honor?
Sure. Just speak louder.
I know these were set by another judge, but
Right.
would it be possible to OR bond for these matters?
On the probation, no. You'll have to talk to your lawyers about that in your assigned court. Okay? It won't be done here. All right. Step to your left, please.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. Brian Mora Lopez. So your name and date of birth, please.
Brian Steven Lopez Moore, and July 8, 1993.
You're here on a probation violation, possession of drug paraphernalia. I appoint a lawyer for you. You'll be at 201 West Jefferson for a revocation arraignment hearing on March 17th at 8:30. You're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. If you get out, contact your probation officer within 72 hours release. No alcohol, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Another judge set bond for you in the amount of $250. All right, step to your left, please. Armando Palacio. Your name and date of birth.
Armando Palacio, February 23rd, 1986.
I know you previously released to pretrial services. You have a bench warrant at a Superior Court on possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felonies, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6. You already have an attorney. Your next court dates will be at 175 West Madison Street at 8:30 in the morning. Status conference on March 17th. And witness preliminary hearing on March 19th. No drugs without a valid prescription. And another judge said bond the amount of $250, security appearance bond. Step to your left. Cynthia Broussard. All right, your name and date of birth, please.
Cynthia Broussard, 12/23/71.
Are you on probation for possession of drug paraphernalia? You're alleged to have violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. It'll be at 201 West Jefferson on March 17th at 8:30 for a revocation arraignment hearing. If you get out, contact the probation officer within 72 hours. No weapons, no alcohol, and then no drugs without a valid prescription. Another judge set bond for you in the amount of $200 security appearance bond. Step to your left, please. Stephanie West. Your name and date of birth, please.
Stephanie Lynn West, 3/17/89.
Julie, I got to change one more thing. Do you have a case manager?
I do, out of CBI.
I know. I just want to...
They just picked me up from the hospital.
Okay, 1 second. I just got to change one thing. There's a reason why I asked you that. Okay. Okay. Anyway, Yuri,
I had nothing on me,
okay,
sir.
listen very carefully what I have to say,
Yes, sir.
okay? You have an arrest warrant on possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Don't lose your paperwork. Your next court date will be 175 West Madison Street on March 25th at 8:30 for a status conference. You have a witness preliminary hearing on March 27th, okay? Your court wanted a bond, but I'm going to release you to pretrial services.
Okay, sir.
See if you can get out in a few minutes, okay? Listen, you're going to get a packet. Read it carefully and you understand it, because you have to contact pretrial services. You have to be in compliance with their conditions and do drug testing, okay? No drugs without a valid prescription. And also, you must contact your case manager within 24 hours of release, so by tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay? That's why I asked you that, because you said where you at right now?
CBI.
What?
CBI.
Oh, Community Bridges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So work with the case manager also and and you'll have a lawyer on this already. Okay?
Okay.
All right, step to your left, please. It'll be a few hours before they process you. Okay. In a few hours.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Lindsay Smith.
Commissioner, can you sign for that?
What?
Can you sign for that?
Can I? Oh. It didn't take, let's put it that way. Did it take?
No.
Did?
Yeah.
Thank you. Your name and date of birth.
Lindsay Smith, 12/30/99.
Okay. You've got a new case at Superior Court, possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. You'll be at 175 West Mass Street on March 25th at 8:30, and a witness preliminary hearing on March 27th at 8:30. No drugs without a valid prescription. Don't forget to make it to court. It's at 175 West Mass Street in Phoenix. I'm releasing the pretrial services. Same thing. Read the information you get. It's your responsibility to understand it. Contact pretrial services. Be in compliance with them, and also make sure you get your drug testing done. And if you come up dirty, or if you don't comply with them, you'll be back here. All right? Step to your left, please. You'll be getting out in a few hours. Alejandro Mata.
Morning, Judge.
Your name and date of birth, please.
Alejandro Mata, 05/05/1999.
Okay, so you got to make sure you don't miss your Tempe City Court charge case also. The court dates for that. Okay. You got a charge of discharging a firearm in city limit and disorderly conduct with a weapon, both class 6 felonies. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your court dates will be at 175 West Mass Street at 8:30. Status conference on March 25th, and a witness preliminary hearing on March 27th. Sir, I took account of what the allegations are in the case in terms of where you allegedly shot it and your lack of a record. So although the prosecutors were asking for a bond in your case, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You understand that? You're going to get out of here. Don't lose your paperwork, and you better show up for court. If you don't, next time there'll probably be a significant bond. All right, step to your left. It'll be a few hours before we get out. Ian Morris.
Ian Morrison Morris, June 21st, 1989.
Okay, sir. You been held on anything else besides this?
No.
Okay, when people wear orange shirts, maybe because what they're wearing before or because they're held on something else. So I just want to make sure, okay? All right. Sir, you got a warrant out of the El Centro Justice Court. The address is on your paperwork for possession of a prescription drug, criminal trespass in second degree, and obstruction, refusing to give the true name, all misdemeanors. I can't appoint a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be March 27th at 8:30 at the El Centro Justice Court. I'm going to show up for court. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance. If you don't, you'll be back here. I'm sure you didn't have a great night. You'd rather be out, right?
Yes, sir.
So show up for El Centro like you're supposed to. All right, step to your left. It'll be a few hours. Timothy Zupo. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Timothy Zupo, 62991.
All right, you've got two matters before me. First of all, you have the probation matter. In 2021-120968, on a Class 4 felony possession of narcotic drugs, you're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. Appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be March 17th at 8:30 at 201 West Jefferson. It said you're alleged to have violated terms 3 and 5. If you get out, contact your probation officer in 72 hours. No weapons, no alcohol, and no drugs without a valid prescription. And another judge set bond for you in the amount of $500 secured appearance bond. And you've got a new case in 2025, 111081, possession of narcotic drugs, possession of dangerous drugs, both class 4 felonies, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. Appoint a lawyer for you on that. On this one, you'll be at 175 West Madison at March 17th at 8:30 for a status conference and witness preliminary hearing on March 19th at 8:30. Ultimately, you'll be in the same courtroom with the same lawyer. Okay. Same release conditions such as contacting your probation officer within 72 hours, and bond will be set an amount of $250 so they can transport you to both courts. But if you push your bond, make sure you contact your probation officer and make both your court dates. Now, it looks like they're both on the same date, so most likely you'll have the new matter first, but I can't guarantee that. All right, step to your left, please. Marking Garcia.
Marlene Garcia, E2594.
Are you being held on anything else?
Huh?
You being held on anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right, you're here on a warrant out of the Manny C Justice Court. The address will be on your paperwork. Possession of drug paraphernalia, class 1 misdemeanor.
Manny C Justice Court?
One second. Looks like, I know you probably didn't have a good time here. You'd rather be out. And it looks like the warrant is, you haven't gotten your treatment yet, and also part of a fine. You start doing that, you don't have to keep coming back here probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, use your brains, you know, and be more creative, because this all the way back in 2021.
Yeah.
Put an end to it.
Quite a while.
Yeah, so it's up to you. You'll be back in Manny C Justice Court on March 26th at 10:30. They wanted a $500 bond. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance, because I'm hoping you will be using your brain and show up for court. You know what I mean? And get the treatment also and pay the fine. Okay? Step to your left, please. Travis Scribner.
Travis Scribner, 11-15-88.
Oh, wait till you get the microphone, okay?
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Travis Scribner, 11-15-88.
Okay, as a result, you're almost like talking to thin air without...
Travis Scribner.
No, I mean, now you were saying before.
Hey,
you know what I mean? Just like I have to keep my voice up also. All right, so you got two matters before this court. Both are warrants. I think they're both out of El Mirage. Let me double check this. Yeah, both out of El Mirage. Okay, your court dates on both of them will be March 25, 8 o'clock. In regard to 2025-000022, charges of failing to appear, Class 2 misdemeanor, and criminal trespass in third degree, Class 3 misdemeanor. Don't go back to the scene of alleged crime, but I am going to release you under recognizance. Sir, it's not worth it to spend this time here. Just show up for court there, you know what I mean? It's just not smart, you know what I mean? And then you got a criminal trespass in third degree, another case at El Mirage, same court date, March 25th. Same thing, don't return to the scene of alleged crime. I'm giving you the break on both of them, releasing you under own recognizance.
Thank you, sir.
So please show up, all right?
All
right.
If I'm somewhere else and I can't make that?
Well, I may suggest
okay, so because I'm not getting a treatment, so.
Well, talk to people about the treatment to make sure you can get there.
Okay.
Okay? It's a whole lot better for you. You don't want another warrant.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
Cesar Castillo.
Cesar Omar Castillo, 102595.
All right, you've got two matters before me. First one is a new case out of the, it's at Arrowhead Justice Court. Remember, your addresses will be on both your paperwork. And you better make it to court for both of them, because it's silly that you're spending time here for these charges, okay? The new charge is driving while license suspended, a class, or revoked or canceled, a class 1 misdemeanor. Your court date on that one will be March 25th at 2 o'clock at the Arrowhead Justice Court. Don't drive unless you have a valid driver's license, but I'll release you on your own recognizance. Because, you know, and don't be driving places unless you clear it up. Because then you got a warrant out of the House of Yapa Justice Court around Wickenburg.
Surprise, no?
That you have a warrant for them also. Driving while license suspended or revoked. That's about a year old. and you do next day, March 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they wanted over $1,000 bond. Okay, as I said, you've had a lot of history in regard to that, and don't keep driving. All right, but you'll be released on your own recognizance. All right, so step to your left. Yeah, but both 2 different courts, so you better show up for both.
All OR?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Officer.
Hang on.
Oh,
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the jail.
Good morning.
Are we ready to get it rolling?
You sure are.
All righty, it'll be Mr. Padrino first.
Okay, great. And do we have our interpreter on the line? I think the interpreter had an emergency, and so I think we need to hold off on our Spanish speaker for a minute till they get on.
You want to just move on to Mr. Arguelles?
If that's okay.
That's fine, Your Honor. Give us a sec.
Thank you. Can you unmute at the jail, please?
There you go, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hi, can I get your full name, please?
Erica Lorraine Arguelles.
All right, Miss Arguelles, I'm seeing you this morning for a review hearing for your Maricopa County warrant. Looks like you are still pending some local matters. And so we're just going to set another review hearing in about 30 days to see what's going on locally.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll set that for April 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can I get your full name?
Juan Antonio Avila Martinez.
Mr. Avila Martinez, I'm seeing you this morning for a review hearing for your Pinal County warrant. I see it looks like you're still pending your local probation violation matter. So we're just going to set another review hearing in about 30 days to see what's going on with that local matter. That'll be April 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning. All right?
Can I have a question?
Sure.
Is there any way I would be able to sign that plea still? Because I had a plea before, is there any way I could be able to sign that plea or no?
Are you talking about your local matter or your Pinal
For
County?
Pinal? Yeah, for Pinal.
You'll have to call the public defender's office there and find out about that.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. You're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Obviously, Harvey, sir.
Mr. Harvey, I'm seeing you this morning for a review hearing for your Maricopa County warrant. Looks like you're still pending some local matters. Let's see. Do you know when your next hearing is here on any of your local cases?
No, I do not.
Okay. Have you been going to Superior Court?
Yes, I am.
All right, so I'm just gonna set another review hearing in about 30 days to see what's going on with your local stuff. That'll be on April 10th at 9 o'clock, all right?
Okay.
All right, you're excused. You're welcome. Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Rene Palomino.
Mr. Palomino, I'm seeing you this morning for a review hearing for your Nogales warrant. I see you are still pending local matter or local matters. I think you're in custody on a probation violation out of Superior Court, right?
Yes.
All right, so we're just gonna set another review hearing regarding your Nogales warrant in about a month so we can see what's going on with your local case.
Well, I got court this Wednesday on my probation violation to see what's going to happen.
Okay.
Is there any way I can be OR on this for the fact that I can go and be there in present? Because I've been trying to call them to see with my lawyers and everything, and I haven't got no chance. They ain't got no public defenders out there, nothing.
Okay.
And this,
So your probation violation, are you getting sentenced this week?
yes, I am. My probation officer to ask my judge to reinstate me. For the fact is that what's going on with Nogales, that we never knew that I had a warrant out there.
All right. So
I just got released from the Department of Corrections.
I'm not gonna change your bond right now, but what I'll do is I'll set another review hearing for next Monday, so that you can let the judge know what happened at your sentence. You're muted at the jail.
What was that? Wait, say it again. Jesse Nico Drake.
Mr. Drayton, I'm seeing you this morning in charge of custodial interference. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, I'm going to order that you be $2,500 on the cash register. I'm ordering that you have any kind of the alleged victims. And we will set a video reviewing for you tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Eastwood. Hold on. And you would need to get to just court tomorrow at 1 o'clock, or we'll issue your arrest. And I am going to appoint Gary Grinkowicz to represent you.
I speak now.
Sure.
We $100 bond for custodial interference.
That's correct.
I don't understand that.
It's okay. You don't need to understand the order. All today, sir. You're excused. Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Rafael Miguel Payanes.
Mr. Payanes, I'm seeing you this morning. You've got a new charge of drug paraphernalia, and then you've got 2 warrants of justice for criminal trespass from 2022. That's January 18th, 2022, and then you've got a warrant for domestic violence, 2 counts of disorderly conduct and criminal damage from May 1st of 2022. You do have the right to remain silent and will do against you. On the violence charges, the judge asked on bond. So what I'm on a $1 bond, make sure security. I will appoint an attorney for you. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And that'll be a video review hearing if you're in custody. If you were to post your bond, you would need to get to Pima County Justice Court at 11 or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
That's how this.
Hi, give me just a moment, please. All right. Hi, can I get your full name, please?
Carolina Brianna Cáceres.
Miss Cáceres, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of matters out of Tucson City Court. You've got new charges of theft and drug paraphernalia. And then you've got some older charges of criminal damage and criminal trespass from October 24th of 2024. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty for you on these new charges and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So I do see, ma'am, that you're being held without bond on a probation violation out of Pima County Superior Court. I'm not seeing you on that today. You'll be seen in Superior Court separately for that probably sometime in the next week or so. I am going to release you on these misdemeanor charges, but you're going to be held in custody because of that probation hold. I'm going to set a hearing for May 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're still in custody on that date, that'll be a non-transport review. If you're out of custody, you would need to get to that hearing or a warrant can issue for your arrest. I'm also ordering, ma'am, once you're out of custody, that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You have no contact with any victims. You don't go back to any incident location. All right, you understand all of that?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused. Okay, great. We've got the interpreter on the line now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Hold on 1 second, Trevor. Sorry. Will you have me file?
Yeah.
Let's get this place up.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Hola, señor, por favor, ¿me da su nombre completo?
Yo, Andrés Eduardo Padrino Chacón.
Yo, Andrés Eduardo Padrino Chacón.
Señorita.
Mr. Padrino, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of assault and disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses.
Señora Padrino, le estoy viendo el día de hoy por la agresión, por alteración al orden público, que son delitos de violencia doméstica.
You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Usted tiene derecho a permanecer en silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga puede y será usada en su contra.
I am going to enter pleas of not guilty for you and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings.
Voy a sentar declaración de no culpable por usted y le advierto que debe asistir a todas sus audiencias.
If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal.
Y usted debe presentarse a todas las audiencias, porque si no se presenta, pueden realizarse las audiencias sin su presencia, se puede emitir una orden de arresto en su contra, y si va a juicio y se le halla culpable, no se puede imponer su pena en 90 días, usted puede perder un derecho a una apelación directa.
Can the jail confirm for me that there is an ICE hold?
There is, Your Honor.
There is? That's yes, an ICE hold?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
En la cárcel dicen que tiene una retención, una orden de retención por el Departamento de Inmigración de ICE.
So, sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond.
Señor, voy a ordenar que usted sea retenido con una fianza de $500 en efectivo o con garantía.
There is an ICE hold, so it's likely if you were to post that bond, you would be transferred to...
Tiene una retención por el Departamento de Inmigración de ICE, de todo lo que es posible que si usted paga esa fianza, lo van a transferir al centro de inmigración, a detención.
If you do not post that bond, you'll stay here at the Pima County Jail and you'll deal with this case.
Y si usted no paga esa fianza, usted se va a quedar en la cárcel del condado de Pima y van a cargarse de este caso.
I am ordering that you have no contact of any kind at this time with the alleged victim.
Le ordeno que en este momento no puede tener ningún contacto de ningún tipo con la presunta víctima.
If you end up out of custody, you can't return to the residence except that I will put in my order that you could return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings.
Bueno, y si usted llega a salir de custodia, usted no puede regresar a la residencia. Solamente voy a poner en mi orden que podría regresar una sola vez con un agente de orden público para tomar o ir por sus pertenencias personales.
I'm also ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you commit no acts of domestic violence, and you possess no firearms or weapons.
Y también le ordeno que no puede tener ni consumir ningún alcohol o ninguna droga ilegal, que no puede cometer ningún acto de violencia doméstica, ni tampoco poseer ni cargar armas de fuego ni ningún tipo de arma.
Your next hearing on this case is March 19th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you are still in custody, that will be by video.
Su próxima audiencia va a ser el 19 de marzo a la 1:30 de la tarde. Si usted sigue bajo custodia, va a comparecer por video.
If you were to be out of custody, you would need to get to that hearing or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Y si llega a estar fuera de custodia, tiene que ir a comparecer a esa audiencia o si no, se va a emitir una orden de arresto en su contra. ¿Lo comprende?
Señorita, ¿podría hacer una pregunta?
Yes, ma'am. May I ask a question?
Yes.
Sí.
¿Podría saber por qué la orden de detención de ICE si yo tengo todos mis papeles en regla y nunca he cometido ninguna falta?
Well, can I ask you why do I have an order of detention for ICE if I have all my documents up to date and I've never committed any offense?
I can't advise you on anything having to do with immigration. You'll have to speak with an immigration attorney or you'll speak with the immigration court when you get over there.
No debo darle ninguna advertencia o consejo sobre inmigración. Tendría que hablar usted con un abogado de inmigración o hablar con la Corte de Inmigración cuando esté ahí con ellos.
Si cancelo los $500, ¿sería trasladado hoy mismo? ¿Y cómo haría yo aquí no tengo a nadie, no tengo familia, no tengo mamá, no tengo a nadie. La única persona era mi pareja y fue con la que estuve en el departamento el día del inconveniente. Y ella es la única que maneja.
Well, if I pay the $500, would I be transported out of here? And also, I don't have anybody here. I don't have any family. I don't have my mother. Or the only person I had was my partner. It was the person that I was with at the moment in the apartment at the moment of this incident. And she's the one that controls my bank account.
All I can tell you, sir, is that if you do post the bond, you are likely going to be transferred to immigration custody, and then you'll go to court regarding your immigration situation. If you don't post the bond, you're going to stay here so that you can deal with this case. That's all I can tell you about that.
Ok, lo único que le puedo decir, señor, es que usted si paga la fianza, usted es muy probable que lo vayan a transportar al centro de inmigración y que responda en la Corte de Inmigración sobre la razón de su detención con ellos, y si no lo paga simplemente va a quedar encarcelado y asumir o hacerse responsable del caso por el cual le acusan en este tribunal. Es todo lo que puedo decir al respecto.
¿Y cómo haría para conseguir el dinero si no me puedo comunicar y mi esposa es la que maneja mi cuenta de banco y todo el dinero?
How can I get the money if I cannot contact her and is my wife the one that is in charge of my bank account and she's in charge of all my money?
I'm sorry, sir, I can't help you with that. That's the situation that you're in.
Lo lamento, señor, no le puedo ayudar con eso y es la situación en que se encuentra.
And that's all. You're excused.
Ya se puede retirar.
Renew.
Sir, can I get your full name? Oh, yes, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you. An interpreter will not disconnect.
Okay. Great.
Joseph Granito.
Hey, Mr. Granillo, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of failure to comply with a court order and drug paraphernalia possession. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, it looks like you've been trespassed from this area previously on other cases. Do you understand that you have been ordered not to go within 4 blocks of golf links in Wilmot?
Yes.
All right. Are you, do you have an address or are you on the street?
I have an address I can go to.
In where?
I have an address I can go to.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
I have an address I can go to.
You have an address you can go to. That's not in that area?
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. If I'm going to release you, but if you want to go and visit with the Pima County Transition Center when you are released, that's a trailer that's right outside of the jail there. They can help you out with resources if you need, some drug treatment or if you need help with housing. All right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and that you do not return to that area. All right. Your next hearing is in Tucson City Court on April 8th at 9:30 in the morning. You need to be at that hearing or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand, sir?
Understand.
All right. You're excused.
Hey.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
April Haney.
Miss Haney, I'm seeing you this morning on some warrants that you have out of Tucson City Court. They go back to 2018 through 2024. Looks like there's 5, 6 cases that you have pending that were in warrant status. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You're being held without bond on your felony matter out of Superior Court. I'm not seeing you on that today. You'll be seen separately for that, I would guess sometime in the next week or so. I am going to hold you on this matter, on these all of these Tucson City Court matters on a $2,500 cash or secured bond. I'll affirm any previous release conditions, appoint Janet Altschuler, who had been previously appointed to represent you. And if you are in custody, you will have a video review hearing on March 18th at 1:45. If you're out of custody, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on April 14th at 2:00 in the afternoon, or warrants will issue for your arrest. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Hey, good.
Hi, can I get your full name?
April John Haygood.
Miss Haygood, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of domestic violence, disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, ma'am, pretrial services was not able to get in contact with the alleged victim, Chance. So I don't know what his position is. Were you two living together?
Correct.
Right. If you were to go home and he does not want to have contact with you, do you have somewhere else that you can go?
I do.
Okay. Great. So I'm going to order, ma'am, that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. And we're going to set your next hearing in Tucson City Court for April 8th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You need to be at that hearing or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. You're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, yes. Doris.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Felipe Torres.
Mr. Torres, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got a new charge of disorderly conduct, And then you've got a petition to revoke your probation out of Tucson City Court. And it looks like there's also a charge from 2024 that that's still pending as well for assault and shoplifting. I'm gonna read the petition to revoke probation to you now. It says that on July 30th of 2024, you were adjudicated guilty. Do you know what they mean when they say the charge is SL? Anybody? SL. Us. I'm looking for what your charges were. Oh, it looks like, okay, shoplifting. You pled guilty to shoplifting from 2024. You were placed on unsupervised probation for 24 months. You were given written conditions of probation, and the court was petitioned to revoke your probation. Looks like this petition went out last month. They say that you had violated your probation by failing to attend review hearings and failing to submit to proof of counseling. I am going to enter denials of those allegations at this time. I'm going.
They asked that I get a psychiatric evaluation and I see my case manager for chair or get a drug and alcohol evaluation. I just have to go to walk-in. It's been forced, and I'm getting ready to go to walk-in. I want to report house something.
Okay. So, sorry, I'm going to appoint your previous attorney that was appointed. I think it was the public defender's office. And I'm going to order that you be held on a $2,500 cash or secured bond. And you are going to be seen by Judge Blue on all of these matters on March 20th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you're still in custody, that'll be by video. If you post your bond, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on March 20th at 1:45, or warrants will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
All right.
Give me just a moment, please.
Yes, ma'am. Smell really cold.
Okay, can I get your full name, please?
Peralta Dixon.
All right, Ms. Dixon, I am seeing you this morning on new felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. I am also seeing you on a warrant that you got out of Tucson City Court. We will deal with that one next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. On the new felony charges, I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is okay with you being released to pretrial services supervision. Where are you living right now, ma'am?
I'm currently living like house to house right now.
Right. Are you getting any mental health services?
Yes, Kodak. I just actually got in contact with them.
Okay.
So I get Kodak's services as well as I do a lot of volunteer work.
Okay. Well, I want you to make sure to get with Kodak and participate in any treatment that they recommend. Okay.
Okay.
I am going to release you to pretrial services supervision, so you're going to need to get in contact with them when you get out. There's something called the Pima County Transition Center, which is a trailer that's right outside of the jail. You should stop by there and see if there's any resources that they've got that you might need help with. They can help you get hooked up with a phone and other services. And if you need housing, they can help with that too. I'm going to set what's called a steps hearing. That is going to be in 1 week from today in Pima County Superior Court. You need to get to that hearing because you may be eligible for a drug diversion program, where if you participate in some treatment, and they've also got resources there to help you. If you participate in that program, you could have these felony drug charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. And I'm looking at your history, and your felony history right now is blank. So we want to keep it that way, and you've got an opportunity here to do that, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, so that hearing again is 1 week from today, March 17th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Superior Court on the 3rd floor. And council wait time on the PH?
Yes, Your Honor.
That'll be April 24th. All right, and then we need to talk about your Tucson City Court case as well. All right, so you've got this city court case from December 29th of last year for shoplifting and criminal trespass, and it looks like a warrant issued when you did not go to your arraignment in December for that. I am going to release you on that charge as well, but you're going to have a hearing that you need to get to in Tucson City Court. In addition, I'm ordering that you not return to that incident location and that you possess no alcohol or illegal drugs. And your hearing in Tucson City Court is going to be on April 8th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you've got 2 hearings now in 2 different courts, okay?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to be in touch with pretrial services when you get out, and you're going to make sure and get to both of these hearings, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Eric.
Thank you.
Steps. Right up the ledge. So you think you're running all the way front? You see that one show here to go with them all the way left. All right. No, we got all of it. Just full stuff.
It's full.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Yes.
Okay, Lynette S. Appleton or Susan.
Miss Appleton, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of criminal damage, endangerment, aggravated assault, and driving under the influence. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. I've reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $5,000 bond with pretrial services, given the allegations here. I'll hear from defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're requesting release to pretrial services. She's 75 and has no prior convictions, and I believe she'll appear for court. Thank you.
I'm going to order a $2,500 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Ma'am, I'm ordering that you do not drive at this time and that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand those orders?
Yes.
Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for March 20th, but ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So if you do post that bond, you need to make sure that you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to get to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. Okay, that is all, ma'am. You're excused.
Okay. So she now got 20 minutes. Readjusted. What did it take?
All the day. Barney?
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Yeah, Braun K. Barney.
Mr. Barney, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So, the state is okay with you being released to pretrial services supervision. So that is what I'm going to order. You're going to need to get in contact with them when you get out. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them and no alcohol or illegal drugs. We're going to set what's called a smart court hearing, or sorry, steps hearing. That is going to be in 1 week from today. You need to get to that hearing in Superior Court because you may be eligible for a drug diversion program.
Okay.
Where if you participate in some treatment, you could have these charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. So that's going to be on March 17th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Superior Court on the 3rd floor. And counsel, waive time for the PH.
We can have. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be April 24th.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
You are welcome. Make sure you get to that hearing so you can participate in that program, okay?
Absolutely, I would.
All right.
Take advantage of that. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Barney?
Yeah, don't give me the Good morning, Your Honor.
Hey, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Jay Carney.
Ms. Carney, I am seeing you this morning on a charge of domestic violence, disorderly conduct with a weapon. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Hey, Muddy, none of the attorneys were marked. Is it all just, I just want to make sure so far I've done public defender for everybody. Okay. Is it PD for everybody? Yes. I can just do that. Okay, all right, very good. All right, so I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's. The state, let's see, it looks like you're pending a felony charge right now. You've got a trial scheduled in May, and because you're pending a felony charge, the state could ask for you to be held without bond. But instead they're asking for a $7,500 bond instead. I'll hear from defense on that.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're requesting a $2,500 bond in this matter, and she'll have no contact with the alleged victim.
Order of $5,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured. Released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. No contact of any kind with the alleged victim, Chris Blaze. Do not go to his residence. I will put in my order that you could return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. So if you were to post that bond, you would take my order to the nearest police station and they will go with you to get your things. I'm also ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and no firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. preliminary hearing date is scheduled for March 20th, but that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So if you do post that bond, you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so you know when to get to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yeah. So am I basically in jail until my next trial?
Unless you post your bond. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lippert?
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Yes, ma'am. It's Peter Lippert.
Mr. Lippert, I am seeing you this morning on a charge of unlawful discharge of a firearm within city limits. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. So the state's asking for a $7,500 bond. I see you've got no felony or any, I don't think you have any criminal history, and this sounded like a kind of a mental health crisis, essentially. Are you, if I were to release you, sir, are you gonna go get any kind of treatment?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be admitted myself to the VA hospital.
Okay. All right. All right. Anybody else want to be heard?
No, we're requesting trial services release. Thank you.
All right, sir. So I'm going to order that you be released to pretrial services supervision. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. And I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons at this time. All right. And I am going to set a preliminary hearing date of March 31st. But sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You will get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to get to court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. And if I'm in treatment, just stay in contact with the attorney.
And with pretrial, let them know that you're there so they can inform the court. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's all, sir. You're excused. Good luck to you. And there's a petition for revocation out of Tucson City that we will talk about next. Which anything you make will be against you. You have a right to an attorney on the felony matter. I will appoint the defender's office. On this petition to revoke probation out of Tucson City Court, and so my hold her on a small on the felony charges so that she's getting I don't worry that you be held on a $1 bond and release trial if you on monitoring or and then as to your city court matters, the dated December 18th of 2019, it states that assault possession or paraphernalia possession, and probation, and the court was petitioned to revoke probation because the allegations are that you failed to complete your CS intake, failed to complete counseling, and failed to complete your alcohol evaluation and treatment. I am denials of those allegations. I am going to order that you be held on a $1,500 cash or secured bond on your Tucson City Court matters. I will appoint a public defender's office to run chair. That'll be the city public defender. And video hearing on March 18th. If you were to get to Tucson City Court on April 10th at 9:30 in the morning. Do you understand? Thank you. You're excused. Hey, give me just a moment.
Yes. Okay.
I am seeing this morning because you went out of drugs. Out there.
No, I didn't. I was, I just
So if I release you, are you going to get in touch with Maricopa County and get this taken care of?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I said I wasn't aware of this.
All right. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And I'm going to put the information for calling Maricopa County on your paperwork. So just make sure you give them a call as soon as you get out and get yourself a court date set up, okay? All right. You're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello?
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Joseph Mauricio Navarro.
Mr. Navarro, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. You've got a new felony charge of aggravated DUI for having a suspended license. And then I'm also seeing you on a warrant out of Tucson City Court for driving on a suspended license, DUI, and speeding. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. I have reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $15,000 bond plus free trial. I will hear from defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're requesting the court to consider release to pretrial services to allow him to remain out while the case is pending. He does have minor felony history, and if the court is not inclined for pretrial services, we're asking for a bond of $1,500.
Because them just passed, like, I don't know about the apartment and stuff.
And he does have some personal issues going on. He's required to move from his apartment shortly, so he'd like the opportunity to remain out of custody.
Yeah, the collectors of the time.
I'm going to order a $2,500 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. No alcohol or illegal drugs, and that also includes you cannot drive impaired by marijuana. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah, I was just in
I don't want you to say anything.
Sorry. Yeah.
Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, and preliminary hearing date is scheduled for March 20th at 1:30, but that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date, sir. You will get a hearing at a later date, so you need to make sure if you post that bond that you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so you know when to get to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. And now we will deal with your warrant out of Tucson City Court. All right, on that matter, I'll order a $250 cash or secured bond. Same conditions, no alcohol or illegal drugs, do not drive without a valid driver's license. I am going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you there. And your hearing in city court, if you're still in custody, will be by video on March 18th at 1:45. If you were to post your bond, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on April 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning, where warrants will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
And wait.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
No, Renwick.
Mr. Renwick, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, assault, and 4 counts of disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. I've reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $75,000 bond plus pretrial. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, he's requesting release to pretrial services in this case. He's employed full-time. It does indicate he can live with his mother, and he'll have no contact with the alleged victims. If not, we're requesting the court to consider a $2,500 bond in this matter.
I'll order a $7,500 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Sir, no firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no further acts of domestic violence. The alleged victims are okay with contact with you at this time, so I'm not gonna make a no contact order. Preliminary hearing date is March 20th at 1:30, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So if you do post your bond, you need to make sure that you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to get to court. You understand?
Yep.
All right, you're excused.
Michael Rivera.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Michael Anthony Rivera.
Mr. Rivera, I am seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got New felony charges of aggravated assault with a simulated deadly weapon and possession of drug paraphernalia. You also have a warrant out of Superior Court for charges of organized retail theft, drug possession, and drug paraphernalia possession from May 4th of 2023. And you have a warrant out of Tucson City Court for DUI and drug paraphernalia from March 20th of 2023. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint Michael Tamo to represent you in Superior Court. So the state is asking that I hold you without bond on the new charges as you were on release for the 2023 charges. You were released to pretrial services and did not stay in contact with them. So I am going to order that you be held without bond on that matter. And we'll set a no bond hearing for March 14th at 2:30 in Superior Court. Preliminary hearing date is March 20th. So you should be hearing from your attorney before your hearing later this week regarding your no bond status. And I'm ordering that you not return to that incident location and that you possess no firearms or weapons. On the arraignment, the matter that you've got an arraignment set out of Superior Court, that is going to be on March 17th at 1:30. And the state is asking that I hold you on a $7,500 bond on that matter. And it looks like this is a situation where he's been arrested and released at least twice on that matter and hasn't gone to his arraignment. Did defense want to be heard on that amount?
We're requesting a $1,500 bond in the case, Judge. Thank you.
All right. I'll make it a $2,500 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if posted. Don't go back to that incident location. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And arraignment March 17th at 1:30. And then finally, warrant out of City Court. Custody on these other matters. I am going to release you on the City Court matter. If we'll set your hearing in City Court for May 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're still in custody, that will be a non-transport review. If you're out of custody, you would need to hearing. And I will appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you there. Oh, you understand all of that, sir? All right, you're excused.
Brief.
Hey, ma'am, can I get your full name?
And for your police race.
Ms. Ruiz, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. You've got new felony charges of possession of dangerous drug, possession of narcotics, possession of drug paraphernalia, and promoting prison contraband. You also have warrants out of, you have one out of Justice Court, hoarding, shoplifting, failure to appear from 2023, and then one out of Actually, this isn't a warrant. This is a new charge out of Tucson City Court for failure to comply with a court order. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney on the felony matters. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. I've reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $3,500 bond with pretrial services. I'll hear from defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're requesting pretrial services release in this case. She has one prior conviction and completed probation in 2018. In lieu of that, we've asked the court to $1,000 fine.
All right, I'll order a $1,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Steps hearing is scheduled for March 17th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Preliminary hearing is March 20th. On the Justice Court warrant, I will order a $500 cash or secured bond. I will appoint Christian Salter to represent you there.
Just take it.
And your hearing in Justice Court is going to be tomorrow, the 11th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that'll be by video if you're still in custody. If you were to post your bonds, you would need to get to each of these hearings or warrants will issue for your arrest. And then finally, on this new Tucson City Court charge, I will enter a plea of not guilty and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. On this matter, I will appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And ma'am, it looks like you've been trespassed from the area that you were arrested at in other cases. Do you understand that you can't go within 4 blocks of golf links and Wilmot?
Just trying to get to the place that we're going to, and it's just like,
Ma'am, listen to the question that I asked you. Do you understand that you cannot go within 4 blocks of golf links in Wilmot? I am going to order that you be released on that charge. We'll set your hearing in Tucson City Court for May 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're in custody still, that will be a non-transport review. If you are out of custody, you would need to get to that hearing. All right, ma'am, that's all for today. You're excused.
Over. Guess we go to do his full friends. Yeah. Yeah. But for how long did you say? Oh, so sorry. Yeah. Josh Stroberg.
Mr. Stroberg, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. I have reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $10,000 bond with pretrial services. I'll hear from defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're requesting release to pretrial services. Mr. Stroberg has no prior convictions. He's 47 years old. The alleged victim in the case is the stepson. He says he would be welcome to come home and isn't worried about contact, so wants contact. So for those reasons, we're requesting that he be allowed to remain out of custody while this case is pending.
Mr. Poston, you want to be heard any further?
State submits, Your Honor.
So given the victim's input, not objecting to your release from custody, I'm inclined to release you to pretrial services, but my number one concern is that I do not want you to possess or consume any alcohol. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to order. Okay, good. Good. All right, I'm ordering that you be released to pretrial services supervision. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. And your preliminary hearing date is scheduled for March 31st, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You will get a hearing at a later date. So it's going to be really important that you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to get to court, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're excused.
Thank you. Valenzuela.
Oh. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Valenzuela.
Mr. Valenzuela, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. I'm also seeing you, sir, because you have warrants. You've got one out of Pinal County for a drug paraphernalia possession charge from 2017. And then you've got one out of Copper Corridor, so that's Oracle Court, for domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct from 2019. Oh, you also have a Pinal County warrant for unlawful imprisonment and assault from 2019. All right, so we'll start with the new charges, new local charges. I've reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $75,000 bond with pretrial services, and I've reviewed the Form 4C that shows an elevated risk to this alleged victim. I'll hear from defense.
Judge, we're requesting a $5,000 bond in the matter.
Your Honor?
Yes.
This defendant is alleged to have stomped on the victim's head 5 times, slammed her face into the wall, broke 2 fingers, 1 on each hand, so she can't use either hand. He then fought the police. $75,000 is absolutely appropriate given the elevated risk and given what he is alleged to do.
All right, I am going to order a $75,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services. If that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. And that starts today, sir, so you can't contact her from in the jail. I will put in my order that you are not to go to her residence, except that you could return 1 time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. All right, as to the Pinal County warrants, I'm going to order a $5,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured. And we'll set a review hearing for April 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then on the Oracle warrant, we'll order a $1,500 cash or secured bond. And You'll have a video review hearing with them on March 19th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And that is all. Your excuse, sir.
Thank you. Watson?
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Mariana Dominic Watson.
Miss Watson, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got a new felony charge of aggravated assault on a police officer. And then you've got some warrants out of Tucson City Court. We will deal with them next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you. For today's hearing, I have reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $25,000 bond with pretrial services. I'll hear from defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're requesting pretrial services release in this case. After reviewing the pretrial services report, I didn't see any prior criminal history. So I think the report on her own. Thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes.
She's an NBCA, yes, 5 out of 5, twice over. And police officers do not sign up to be exposed to biohazards by being spat at. And the other officer was kicked twice, and she had to be restrained to quite an extent. 25,000.
All right, what's here?
I'm going to order a $5,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for March 20th, but ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So if you post your bond, you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so you know when to get to court. And then your Tucson City Court matters. You were charged with disorderly conduct and public nuisance from November 10th of 2024 and criminal damage from April 9th of 2023. And they were both in warrant status for failures to appear. On those matters, I'm going to order a $500 cash or secured bond. We will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you there. If you're still in custody, you will have a video review hearing on March 18th at 1:45. If you were to be out of custody, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on April 10th at 9:30 in the morning. You understand, ma'am? All right, you're excused. Hi, can I get your full name?
Rita Lynn Wood.
Wood, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got a new felony. You've got new felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and then you've got some warrants out of Tucson City Court. We will deal with those next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney on the felony. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So ma'am, the state is okay with you being released to pretrial services supervision. My concern is that you haven't been getting to court on your city court matters. Are you, do you have any stable residence right now, or are you on the street?
No, I have a stable, I'm living with this old man, helping him, like taking care of him and stuff.
All right. So you may be eligible for a drug diversion program. I'm looking at your history and I see you've only got one felony charge from back in 2016. So it would be a really good thing for you to avoid new felony charges. If you go to court and you participate in some drug treatment, you could possibly have the felony charges dismissed. You interested in that?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna order that you be released to pretrial services supervision. You need to make sure you're in touch with them when you get out. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them and no alcohol or illegal drugs. That hearing that you need to get to find out whether or not you're eligible for that program is in 1 week from today, March 17th at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 3rd floor of Pima County Superior Court. And counsel, wait time for the PH?
Yes, Your Honor.
That'll be April 24th. And then I'm going to give you a hearing date for your city court matters. You have to get to that one as well.
Okay.
All right. So your city court cases are a drug paraphernalia charge from October 5th of 2024. Domestic violence charges from 2020. Yeah, so you've got a couple of cases from 2020 that were in warrant status. So I'm going to give you a hearing date for Tucson City Court. You need to get to this one as well so you can go and take care of all of those cases, okay?
Okay.
So I am ordering that you be released on your promise to appear in court on those. And your hearing will be in about a month. It's April 14th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You are going to get paperwork with all of this information on it, but you've got 2 important court dates now that you need to get to. One in a week in Superior Court for your felony and one in about a month for your city court cases. All right?
Okay.
All right, ma'am. That's all. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Sure. That's fine. Oh, yeah.
Sure, thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. You too.